All right, everyone, I'm going to show you today how to make this Kayak Caddy. I'll show you the finished product, what it looks like on the kayak afterwards. But we're going to make this quick Kayak Caddy out of some basic things you can get at Home Depot and also Harbor Freight. So the materials you'll need is a couple pieces of pipe insulation. Again, that's optional if you want to put the foam on there. I think the foam's good. It helps keep it on and not moving around when you're hauling your kayak. And again, this is just carrying it by hand. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. The next thing is a couple of these tires. I got these tires, I think the 10-inch tire. They got them at Harbor Freight on sale for $4. Pretty simple. Piece of 5/8 by 5/8 11 3-foot threaded rod, again at Home Depot. I got 4 standard nuts, which are those ones there. 2 locking nuts. Again, these are all 5/8 by 11 thread. 3 washers. 2, those are bungee cords. I think those are 18-inch. And a couple pieces of 2x4. So I'll walk you through on how we get from this. First thing I did is I cut and drilled these 2x4s. So I cut these 2 2x4s here at 16 inches. And then what I did is I marked a dead center on them, and I drilled a 5/8 hole right here. So you'll need a 5/8 drill bit. But measure this way, mark it 8, mark it this way, measure 1 3/4, put an X, and drill the hole straight through. Do them both at the same time. I also marked this side so I see which side is the front. So when I build it, I don't put the wrong things in the wrong place. So see, I got these 2 here that lined up. So I know that these holes are drilled perfectly. I also took an 8-inch piece of 2x4, which are these cross members here. And I'm sure you could get a piece of 2x2, but I didn't want to do that. So I just ripped a piece of 2x4 in half, 8 inches long. I ripped it right in half, and those will be the pieces. And what I did is I pre-drilled a couple holes here. Big enough to get some exterior galvanized screws through, so that nice and it's about the same size as the screw. I wanted to pull them tight, so I pre-drilled both of those on that side. I also pre-drilled the holes here on the end, so I put it like this on the bottom, and I pre-drilled through 2 of them. So that's for step 1. I'm now going to screw these into together. Before I screw in the pieces is I'm using some Gorilla Glue. This adds just a little stability, a little bit more rigidness to the caddy. The other thing I'm using too is some finishing washers that go on the exterior screws. Again, these aren't galvanized or anything. I don't think they're going to get that much water, but it just adds a little bit so this doesn't go in and split the wood. This finishes nice and flat. I'm sure if you had some longer screws, I had these screws kicking around, so I just got the finishing washers. But I'm going to put this on here like this. And then I'm gonna screw this down. So yeah, I have the base built. I have the hole drilled through all the way through. I have each side glued and screwed. Just one screw seems to work fine. Glue in the screw is good. So again, it's not. I didn't square it. I didn't do it perfect. You could if you wanted, but it's just for the kayak here. So. Next step is I'm going to put the axle in. Next, what I did here is I took the threaded rod, the 5/8 by 3-foot threaded rod. I put it through the 2 holes, going directly through, and I put a washer and nut on one side on one leg here. So this holds the axle still where it is. So nut washer, and there's roughly about 12.5 inches on each side if you use those exact measurements I gave you. And next we'll put on the wheels. I'll show you that looks like. What I did is I took the locking nut and I put it 2 3/4 inches in. So 2 3/4 inches in from here. I tightened it in. I put it on backwards. It's just easy to get in there. You could put a washer there if you wanted. Again, I think with the amount of use this is going to get, I don't think it's necessary. And this wheel's got a little bushing in there. So slide the wheel on. Again, you could get a locking nut to go on this side too if you wanted, but let's slide the wheel in. I'm going to put a little bit of Loctite on there, and I'm tighten that down until it gets tight with a little Loctite. Again, you could get a locking nut, put a locking nut on this side if you wanted, but this nut with a little bit of Loctite would do the side. And doing the same thing, I got 2 3/4 in. Gonna put the other tire on, and I'll show you the next step. The next step is I'm putting on the bungee cords. Bungee cords I had kicking around. They're a little bit long, so I tied some knots on this side. So basically, I just take the bungee cord. I like to get the ones with the metal inside so I can crimp it down. But basically, you put it on here like this, and you get some channel locks or whatever it might be, and you squeeze it down so that it goes completely around the axle won't come off. Do that this side. Do that on the other side as well. So now you can go up and over. Technically, you know, you could potentially just use it like this and put this underneath the kayak and go over the top. I like to put the padding on there, like on this one here. I think it just finishes it off and it gives a little bit of softer surface for your kayak to sit on, helps protect the bottom, and also makes it less slippery, so it has a little bit more something to grab too. So I'm gonna do that now. You can see I already put one side on. I cut a piece of this 1.5 inch pipe insulation. It's a split insulation with the adhesive there. I cut that. I just slip right over the sides of the top of the 2x4s like this. And then I just screw them down with these screws and the finishing washer. I'm using 1.5 inch screws here. And just screw them down. It recesses it enough, holds it nice and tight. Put 3 screws in, and then your insulation is done on the top. Next up, again, totally optional. I got this 1/2 inch pipe insulation. Again, split, same thing. I'm gonna cut a piece for here, cut a piece in the middle, cut a piece of that left side. Again, it's just purely, you know, cosmetic, I think. It helps, you know, keep the sharp edge too. The thread can be a little sharp, whatever. But, and I'm gonna put that on next, and then we're done. Now it's done. It's pretty simple to use. So we just lift up the back like this, throw it under here. Just kind of slides back. Kayak sits on there. Get this bungee cord. Bungee cord. Them together, holds it right in its place just like that. And then if you need to walk down the street or whatever, you can just do that, and it moves fairly easy. What I do like about it too is we hang our kayaks on the wall. So here's the other one I made. What's cool is we can actually store this right inside of the kayak. So we put that right inside the kayak like that when we put it up on the wall. So you can see, you know, that goes right inside the kayak, and then we hang our kayaks on the wall, so that'll store right inside the kayak, and it'll also help you wheel it around when you need to go places. So thank you everyone. I hope it works for you, and please subscribe if you liked it.